Right, some breaking news that has just dropped in the last few moments from Liverpool.
On today's edition of Anfield Uncovered, we've got massive breaking Liverpool news as fresh reports from France are suddenly throwing Arne Slot's future into serious doubt. We'll be talking about the growing links to Bournemouth manager Andoni Iraola, what Richard Hughes is reportedly doing behind the scenes, why Liverpool fans are starting to panic online, and the major response that has now come out from inside the club. Trust me, Reds fans, this story has exploded very quickly and there is a lot to break down in today's video. So make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to Anfield Uncovered, and turn on notifications so you never miss any Liverpool news or transfer updates. Now let's get straight into it. Liverpool's managerial situation has suddenly become one of the biggest talking points in football after dramatic reports emerged suggesting Arne Slot may not be as secure in his position as many supporters initially believed. Just when it seemed like Liverpool were fully backing the Dutch manager heading into the summer rebuild, fresh claims from France have completely changed the mood around Anfield. According to respected French journalist Santiago of Foot Mercato, Liverpool are now actively considering a sensational move for Bournemouth boss Andoni Iraola if they eventually decide to move on from Arne Slot. And that report alone has sent shockwaves through the Liverpool fanbase because until now, most people believed the club hierarchy were fully committed to giving Slot time to rebuild the squad after what has been a difficult and disappointing campaign. But the story gets even more interesting. The report claims Liverpool sporting director Richard Hughes is a huge admirer of Iraola and is internally pushing for a reunion with the Spanish coach after previously working closely with him during their time together at Bournemouth. That relationship is believed to be extremely strong and it's now fueling major speculation that Liverpool could already be planning for the future behind closed doors. And honestly, Reds fans, when you look at what Iraola has achieved this season, it's not difficult to understand why Liverpool would admire him. Bournemouth have been one of the most entertaining teams in the Premier League this season. Iraola has transformed them into an aggressive, fearless, high-intensity side that presses relentlessly, attacks quickly, and plays with real identity. They've gone toe-to-toe with some of the biggest clubs in England and have earned massive praise across Europe for the style of football they've produced. The report states that Iraola has guided Bournemouth to a remarkable sixth-place finish, something very few people expected at the beginning of the campaign. His tactical intensity, his high-pressing system, and especially his ability to improve players have reportedly made him one of the most wanted managers in European football heading into the summer. And when Liverpool fans hear phrases like high-pressing, intensity, and aggressive attacking football, it immediately reminds people of the Jurgen Klopp era. That's why these reports are already creating huge debate online because many supporters still feel Liverpool have lost some of that identity under Slot this season. What makes this story even more explosive though is the timing of everything. These reports are surfacing at a moment where pressure on Arne Slot is already growing after a deeply frustrating campaign. Liverpool fans came into this season expecting a strong title challenge and potentially a new era of dominance under the Dutchman. Instead, the season has been filled with inconsistency, tactical criticism, defensive problems, and growing frustration from supporters. Recent comments from Mohamed Salah questioning Liverpool's style of play have only intensified the tension around the club. Several senior players have also been linked with exits, while reports continue to suggest there may be dressing room frustrations behind the scenes. So when a report suddenly emerges saying Liverpool are considering a manager like Iraola, fans are naturally going to start asking serious questions. The French report even goes further by claiming Liverpool's hierarchy are not ruling out ending Slot's spell at Anfield much sooner than expected despite him only recently arriving at the club. And that alone completely stunned supporters across social media because publicly, Liverpool have consistently appeared supportive of Slot ever since his appointment. But according to these claims, there could now be serious contingency planning happening internally. And there's another huge layer to this story as well. The report also states that Liverpool would face competition if they seriously decide to pursue Iraola because Crystal Palace are reportedly already in discussions with the Spaniard regarding their own managerial future plans. That suddenly adds urgency to the situation and creates the feeling that movement may already be happening quietly behind the scenes. Football moves incredibly fast when uncertainty starts appearing around managers, and Liverpool supporters know better than anyone how quickly situations can change once speculation begins to grow. However, just as panic started spreading across social media, one of Liverpool's most trusted journalists quickly stepped in with a major response. James Pearce of The Athletic moved swiftly to shut down the growing rumours by insisting that Liverpool's stance on Arne Slot has not changed despite all the online speculation. And Reds fans know how significant that is because Pearce is widely viewed as one of the closest journalists to the club itself. According to Pearce, Liverpool are not currently planning to sack Arne Slot despite all the noise suddenly building around these reports. That response has calmed some supporters down, but at the same time, it's also created even more intrigue because now there are conflicting reports coming from two highly respected sources. On one side, you have claims from France saying Liverpool are seriously considering Iraola and that Richard Hughes is pushing internally for the move. On the other side, you have James Pearce insisting Liverpool remain fully supportive of Slot. So naturally, supporters are now wondering what the real truth is behind the scenes. One possible explanation is that Liverpool simply view Iraola as a long-term contingency option rather than an immediate replacement. It's very normal for big clubs to monitor top managers around Europe, especially when sporting directors already have existing relationships with them. And remember, Richard Hughes worked very closely with Iraola at Bournemouth. He knows exactly how the Spaniard works, how he manages players, and how he develops teams. So it wouldn't be shocking at all if Hughes genuinely sees him as someone who could fit Liverpool's long-term football vision. Still, the fact this story has emerged at all tells you there is clearly admiration for Iraola at the highest levels of Liverpool Football Club. And honestly, many Liverpool fans are already divided on this situation. Some supporters believe Slot deserves more time because replacing Jurgen Klopp was always going to be an incredibly difficult job. They argue Liverpool needs stability, patience, and proper backing in the transfer market before judging the Dutch manager too harshly. Others, however, feel the warning signs this season have been impossible to ignore. They believe the team has lost its intensity, identity, and fear factor, and they see someone like Iraola as a manager capable of bringing that aggressive Liverpool mentality back. The comparisons between Iraola's football and Klopp's style are already being discussed heavily online. Bournemouth's pressing intensity, their vertical attacking football, and their fearless mentality have all reminded fans of the kind of football Liverpool supporters fell in love with during Klopp's golden years at Anfield. But for now, Arne Slot remains Liverpool manager. And despite all the speculation, there is still no concrete indication from inside the club that a managerial change is imminent. However, what this situation has clearly shown is that Liverpool are entering a summer full of uncertainty, pressure, and massive decisions. Senior players are leaving. Questions continue surrounding the squad. Tensions have been growing after a disappointing season. And now even the manager's future is suddenly becoming part of the conversation. One thing is absolutely certain, Reds fans, this story feels far from over. If more poor results arrive or tensions continue building internally, these Iraola links are only going to become even louder over the coming weeks. And with Richard Hughes reportedly such a huge admirer of the Bournemouth boss, Liverpool fans are going to be watching this situation very, very closely. But now I want to hear from you Reds fans. Do you think Liverpool should continue backing Arne Slot into next season? Or would Andoni Iraola actually be the better long-term option for the club moving forward? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to Anfield Uncovered, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Liverpool update. We'll catch you in the next one.